Such affectionate acceptance.
Put a chick in it, make her gay.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
They were big. They were hitting hard too, man.
I feel like I'm taking crazy pills!
Broaden the areas of participation for women.
That sounds very stylish.
What is my problem? What do you think?
Beat sitting home watching television?
I suppose in the 18-year history of our show, we've never had any star who's won such affectionate acceptance.
Put a chick in it, make her gay.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
They were big. They were hitting hard too, man.
I feel like I'm taking crazy pills!
Broaden the areas of participation for women.
That sounds very stylish.
What is my problem? What do you think?
Beat sitting home watching television?
Okay, let's see. I think it's working now. Okay, sorry about that. Had a little bit of a technical difficulty. It was frozen on my end. Hopefully you guys can see me. Welcome back. This is Abra. I'm here with a great guest today. We're a little bit pressed for time, so without further ado, let me go ahead and bring our guest on. Let's see. What do I want to play to bring him on? Sorry, guys. My computer is going nuts. Well, I was going to do an intro, but let's just go ahead and bring him on here. Hey, can you hear me okay?
I can hear you, but I can't see you. I just see a blank television set.
Okay, something is weird here. Okay. Let's try kicking us and we'll see what's going on.
Okay.
All right, I'll be right back, folks. Hang in there. All right, so I see me. Do I see me on here? All right, anything yet?
Nope, it's just a... Let me leave and come back, see if that works.
Okay, all right. Oh, the wonders of live television, everyone. Good time, good time. All right. Let's go ahead. Open up the chat here. Hey, Matt, see you there. How's it going, buddy? Let's see. He might be having issues with the link. Oop. Okay. Is it there or are we good?
I'm good. I'll see you.
Okay. God, tell you, it's crazy. When it rains, it pours. Everything was going all smoothly and everything. And then, of course, boom.
No.
But anyway, sorry about the lack of intro, of course, with the technical difficulties. I didn't want to mess around with that. But thank you for joining us, HOJO. We are here today to talk about your follow-up campaign to the Mythicals.
Mm-hmm.
The first book did really well on, I think we talked earlier, you said it was on not only Indiegogo, but Kickstarter, and was it also on Fund My Comic?
Yeah, I ended on Fund My Comic. Indigo, or it didn't exist when I started my campaign on Indiegogo. So,
and did really well.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Tom. Thanks for stopping by. So you did I think you said over 12,000. So that's really good for your first book. I think that did really well. Let's talk about your follow-up book here. Well, first, let's talk about the Mythicals. Tell us what's the Mythicals about? What's the story? What was your inspiration for it? And I will pull up the campaign while you tell us about that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, so those of you who don't know, it's a supernatural action mystery that puts Nancy Moon with Level M. It's a covert strike force comprised of creatures from myth and legend, and they fight supernatural threats, kind of like a 3 seconds pitch would be Buffy the Vampire Slayer meets Wildcats with a little X-Files sprinkled in there. And well, the first issue, she joins Level M and finds out that all these monsters are real and this crazy cast of characters. And issue 2 is her first day at work, and she meets more teammates. And then we got the Inquisitor, who's out and about, unbeknownst to the team, looking for some artifacts. And
the Inquisitor's the main, I guess, like the main
the
bad
villain,
guy,
yeah.
right? There's like a
Yeah.
picture of him here.
Yeah.
Let me see. Forgive me for scrolling so quickly. I was just trying to find like
Sure.
quick picture of him, and then we'll go back and go through everything here. Let's see. I had him from the first one. Let's see if I can bring it up that way.
The Gilmore
Share
cover.
this tab. Okay, is that coming up there? Yeah. Okay, so
Yeah.
that's coming up there. So yeah, this was Mythicals #1. And so what is a mythical? Is that something that we're going to find out in book 2, or did they explain it, or
Yeah,
did
so
you
it's kind of like
explain it?
yeah, I mean it gets explained in this one, but it's like our little blanket term for like kind of like mutants and X-Men, like anything
A
like a little,
supernatural.
yeah.
Okay, so this is the Inquisitor guy. Yeah, I was
Mhm.
talking about him earlier. He's creepy looking. Did you come up with the design for
Oh
him?
yeah, yep.
What was your inspiration?
I had a nightmare one time, and I just filled in the blanks one day, sketching out.
So he's like is he like a priest kind of guy? Because it looks like he's wearing the attire,
Oh
wearing a
yeah,
cross upside down.
yeah.
I mean,
He's
that's oof.
it's a mockery for him, but he doesn't get down with that. I mean, I guess you could call him a dark priest, but he's got a backstory too. We'll get there.
Awesome, awesome. Now, is he a demon? Is he from this world? Is he from another
Yeah, he's from this
realm?
world.
He's
I
from
mean,
this.
yeah. He originated here.
And what's his ultimate goal?
Get the pieces of 8 from that.
Is that touched on in the
Oh yeah.
first book, or mostly? I mean, are we going to learn more
We
about
we
it?
hit around like the first 2 books. Really, or you're just it's like a 2-part pilot.
Mhm.
You know, for budgetary reasons, I split it up, and so got enough capital to go through with the second one and bring it quicker. And so this is pretty much, it's like the first 2 issues it's called Prophecy and Protocol. So it's the like basically your pilots. Like the first issue, you kind of get like a little keyhole view at the world, and this one we just kick the fucking door down.
Yeah.
So
It's really
like
cool. I
It's
mean,
like
I
Dorothy
love,
opening the door to Oz.
or like Alice going down the
Yeah.
rabbit
Oh
hole
yeah, the
kind of
rabbit
thing.
hole. Yeah, this you're about to see how deep the rabbit hole really goes.
Yeah, I like stuff like that where you kind of get a little bit of a taste of it in, the
Mhm.
first issue, first episode, if you will, and then as the story progresses, just more of the world is revealed to you.
Yeah, and I'll tell
Shall
you
we go
what you
ahead
need to
and
know for now.
play the trailer real quick here?
Yeah, sure.
All right, so let me go ahead and we'll do that. And digging it.
I told that moron not to take out my Tchaikovsky tape. No matter, let's get started. Here we are, Nancy Moon. The last time we left our heroine, she had just joined my esteemed colleagues at level M. And the soldier who cannot stop talking, a magician with money issues, and a vampire with a checkered past. But there are other teammates she is yet to meet. One in particular might be a little bit shocking for her. I do hope she's not allergic. Back it today, won't you? Right, meow.
I love it. Who did the voice for that?
Oh, a friend of mine wanted this. It's a Discord chat.
It's great.
And
I
he's
love it. It works
he's like a
perfectly.
horror voice actor.
All right. So I noticed too when I was looking at the first book versus the second one, it looks like you have a new penciler.
Sure do. Kept the rest of the team though.
Yeah.
Great group of guys. I just couldn't pass up the opportunity to work with this guy. And yeah, I just thought it was, going a different direction.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So we got kind of like we kind of slimlined it and streamlined things, and kind of got like a little Invincible vibe, like with the art.
Mm-hmm. I like this cat here. He just has this bothered look on his face. Now,
That's
is he an actual cat or is
yeah,
he
that's him. That's him in the talking in the trailer.
okay? Now, is he a creature or
He's a familiar.
a
That's what they
familiar?
call,
Okay.
yeah. But he's no one's familiar because nobody can really put up with him.
And our heroine here, Nancy Moon, right?
Yep.
Is she a witch?
Yep. You can call it that. Yeah. So there's a difference between like a witch and a magician. Like the other guy, like Daniel, he's a magician.
I gotcha. Here's some of the interior pages here. How far along is the book?
We've got 4 pages fully colored. I think about 8 pages drawn, and he's pretty much done the layouts for the whole book. Gonna go pretty fast pretty soon.
That's nice. So,
Yeah.
any potential backers that we should be getting the books?
Yeah, I
What?
delivered I did the first one in 5 months.
Yeah,
Was my turnaround time.
that's awesome.
Quite stellar.
This is I was looking at this one. This is really nice here. The wraparound cover.
That one's selling pretty well. Yeah, and I couldn't pass up. Like me and that guy, he was gonna be my interior artist there for a while, but he's got a prior commitment with another book and just couldn't handle it. But he was like, "Yeah, I'll draw you a badass cover." It's like, all right, well, it's gonna be a wraparound then.
So, what draws all these characters together, I guess, to work for this organization?
Because they got nowhere else to go. Like, it's either you work for them or you're basically tagged out in the wild, like when you're tagging sharks.
Oh,
Like if you don't
and then what?
submit,
You're going to be like free
and
game.
if you don't submit, you're done. You're out. Like they boot you out of this realm. You're done. If you
Boot
don't,
you out. Boot
yeah,
you out of the realm.
yeah,
What do you
yeah.
mean by that?
Like it's called the veil or
Hmm.
whatever. It's this magical barrier that keeps the real bad stuff out. That the renegades, the ones that like I'm not just talking like hell. There's like hell's got like suburbs. So the underworld, hell is just a section of the underworld, so to speak.
Suburbs. I like the sound
Yeah,
of that. That sounds really creepy.
yeah. There's a but once you sign on that dotted line, they got you for life. It's the government and the
Yeah,
Vatican at the same time. It's religious and governmental. It's like the ultimate contract.
I was gonna say the best of both worlds, but maybe the worst of
Yeah,
both worlds,
yeah. So
right?
once they got you, they got you.
So, is it kind of like a supernatural commitment? Like if you try to break from them, are there consequences?
Yeah, like I said, they'll boot your ass out of here or worse.
Like
Like
get your
you could,
soul or
yeah, like all of you, you're out, you're done. Like mythicals can die. There's no coming back from where they'll send you, allegedly. But
that
like I
sounds
said, we'll get there. That's what this is all building to.
yeah, and I with the first campaign, it was mentioning that it was going to span the story. I guess it's like an overarching story that's supposed to go
It's like
uh,
13 issues. Yeah.
13 issues. And do you have the whole story mapped out, or just
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
like a broad idea? So you do have the whole story
I have
mapped
the
out.
first 5 issues written. Kind of been messing with the 6th one, but the rest of them are pretty detailed, like with the outlines and like nobody could understand them. If I gave them to you, it'd be like because some of them are on like going down one side of the page, and there's a circle with like in the shorthand, and it's a mess up there.
Like a police Venn
Yeah,
diagram or something
yeah,
like that.
it's a mess up here. But no, it's all plotted out. Like the last issue, like I ran into a little bit of a wall, so I was like, oh, I'll just make this a double size finale. So like the last issue is like 48 pages.
Now, did the last one end on a cliffhanger or anything, or
Oh,
just?
the first one did, yeah.
But do you try
And
to the stories pretty much?
yeah,
With,
especially if you're doing like a floppy, like I'll like it's almost like an episode of television. It's all going to
Mhm.
connect, but you can have your standalone stories and adventures, but it's all
Right.
building on a broader narrative. And
If
uh,
somebody came in, say, down the road from now and picked up like issue 5, I mean, could they kind of get an idea of what's
oh yeah, what's
going
going
on?
on? Yeah,
And how did you come up with this story? What's the history behind that?
I was overseas, and we were out on patrol one time, and just one day I was like, huh, what if it was like a bunch of monsters in this Humvee, and like we didn't need a helicopter or whatever. We just had somebody swoop in with wings and like break down the ceiling, or like a werewolf to kick the fucking door down. And then I started thinking about like my army experience stuff. I was like, all right, well, I'll assign all these people a different job, like what they call the MTO roster, which is like you got to have somebody that does everything for a unit. And so I started crafting this story and had a guy that was gonna supposedly knew somebody who maybe knew somebody at CrossGen Comics down in Florida.
Oh yeah, they're the friend of a friend of a friend. I always
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
So like we were getting really hard. We got at least, I think we got about 6 sequential pages down. Like looking back on it, I don't have the art anymore. It's wasn't that. I don't think it it wasn't terrible, but sequentially, like I'm thinking he didn't really how to draw sequentials. Not like
Yeah.
art wise, but as far as like drawing your eye a certain way down the page, like I don't think he had that yet. But we got back, they're out of business. They had just gone up like belly up like 6 months earlier, and we're like, well, fuck. He's like, well, we can always go to Image, bro. I was like, all right, no. So like life happens, a wife happens. This is like 2005.
Oh yeah.
And then
A lot happens
yeah.
in that time period.
Yeah, and then one day like comics just started getting weird, dude. They just started getting out there. Like now the stories they were telling weren't fantasy.
When did you go to the comic shop and pick up a comic and go, okay, yeah, this has gone off the rails for me?
I'd say probably like 2009.
Do you remember what it was you picked up that you were just like, I can't can't take it anymore?
I think it was because I think it was like Barack Obama was on like 5 comic books at one time. I'm just like, oh my god, what? They didn't do this 4 years ago for the other guy.
Yeah.
Like suddenly he's Superman. I was like, okay, I get the metaphor. But then like the Bobby Drake thing happened, and I was just like, huh. Okay, whatever. But Secret Invasion, it was really Secret Invasion is what did me in, because like they just kept bleeding money out of me to get the whole storyline. It was a stretch, and all these little 4-issue miniseries and one shots, but you had to get this, find out what happened. Like, I just want fucking my Hank McCoy back with the hair like he used to be, and an ape, like not like a fucking giant lion cat hybrid weird shit. That's all I wanted back.
Or like a woman in a wheelchair, or blind with
yeah. And dude, it just the pandering, dude. That's really what did it for me. Now, just like, you know what? All right, I'm done. I just kind of quit reading comics, but it's in my nature to keep an eye on things.
Mm-hmm.
So like I would go to like comicbookmovie.com or like Newsarama and start looking. I'm like, what are you doing? What? And it just got worse. And then one day, I'm on Twitter looking at my terrible sports team, and one day I see trending Ethan Van Sciver. I was like, I know that dude, because when I got home from Iraq the first time, there was an old copy in a spinner rack, still had them in 2004, of Green Lantern Rebirth, like number 2 or something like that. It had been out of print. It had been out for months and months. I was like, oh, I picked this up. I'm like, well, this is fucking gorgeous. Hal Jordan's back.
Yeah.
That's the first time I think I'd seen Cyberfrog years and years ago, but like I didn't make the connection that was Ethan Van Sciver. I think he drew like some of Grant Morrison's X-Men or something. But I think that was the first time I ever connected. It's like, oh yeah, I know that guy. And then I started looking at the stuff that he was saying, and all of the hashtags and all the stuff that I'm like, they did this to this guy. I went to Wikipedia, which is my litmus test for bullshit.
Yeah.
So I looked at it, I was like, oh, Gail Simone. I started thinking of Gail Simone. I was like, damn, they got a brother. And then I started digging in. He had retweeted something. So Twitter fed me some comic stuff, some indie stuff. I saw the Shelby Robertson cover for Reaper Destroyer. And right there, it's like, it blew my hair back. And I'm like, who the fuck are these people?
Yeah.
And then you know how it goes. Like, I started like on my breaks, not taking breaks. I'm just looking at comic stuff and indie stuff and all these people. And I'm like, you know what? I could do this. I have an idea. I've been reading comics my whole life. I've read the Eisner books. I think I can do it, But see, I thought I could, and realized I couldn't until I started talking to people, doing my homework.
Right.
the crowdfunding thing. Like it's you got to do your homework on this shit, especially now, dude. I see so many people coming in here just like, "What's your book about?" It's like, well, it's just awesome. It's kind of like this dude. Did you ever read X-Men? Stop. Don't say that.
Shh.
Stop. Wow me, pizzazz. Throw some panache in it to be passionate about your project. And I was like, I've been wanting to do this my whole life.
Yeah.
I read Peter David's X Factor and stuff, and I'm like, and his Hulk stuff, and I was just like, man, this like that's my guy. That's everybody says Chris Claremont, and Chris Claremont's in my top 5. He should be in every writer's top 5. But Peter David's my dude. So like I'd read so much of his team stuff. Like he can write a team like nobody else. Like if you read X Factor, you can probably take some of the art away, and you can just in those word bubbles you can tell who's saying it. And that's what you have to do with your characters, especially in a team book like this. Like all these, some of them are like based off people I know, and just like, or I horcrux certain eccentricities about my personality, and I put it into people. Like I don't have a self insert. If I do, it'd be like the cat, because at times
Yeah, but I think it not necessarily a self insert, but you're drawing from your experiences and
a lot of people in modern comics don't have that.
Yeah.
Their experience is getting talked to rudely at Starbucks,
Getting a participation trophy or something at track and field or whatever it was.
It's not life experience. It's just I don't even know what to call that.
Your experience in just having a passion for comics and having a vision, having a story, and then deciding you want to go ahead and take the leap, make your own comic, get it crowdfunded, getting a team together, producing it. Why do you think, or what do you think you did right versus so many people have that same kind of dream, but it just seems like they fall short? Like, what advice would you give? What do you think that you looked out for, knew what to do that other people might be getting tripped up on?
Got to put in the work.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody's going to tell you that it's a grind.
And by the grind, you mean like putting yourself out there, getting on shows.
There, going on shows, finding extra avenues where comic people might be. Go to comic shops, signings. I had flyers made of this with a QR code, mailed them out to every comic shop that would listen or answer the phone on the East Coast. I'm not saying it helped because I can't really tell. I'm not that tech savvy. I can tell when somebody's looking, I guess, but
yeah.
Other than that, I don't know where the sales came from. But like I have a horror book, so guess what? Who else I'm talking to other than just straight comic people? Horror people, heavy metal people, goth chicks. I'm married. I don't give a shit about that. But if you want to go out there and say, "Look at me, I'm reading this," and put it somewhere where people can see cleavage, I'm cool with that because that is helping me get my eyes out. It's not lewd to me. It's just a marketing scheme.
Well, I mean, despite what some of these pearl clutchers like to think, sex sells. People, we like beauty. We're programmed to like beauty. So,
like my Kickstarter is designed for Kickstarter. Enough said. I mean, it's tweaked.
And do you think you had to kind of manage your expectations? I know I've seen some people for their first book try to go out there and they're like, yeah, it's going to be 100 pages, full color, perfect boundness, whatever. It almost seems like they're trying to, run before they've even gotten out of the crib and learned how to crawl.
Yeah. I think with that, some people because that's the norm. Everybody has, since all this started, has done graphic novels. Floppies cost. The more page count, perfect bound. Like I guess in the end, it is cheaper, but you can charge more. Everybody knows really at the end of the day how much all this shit costs. So your funding goal is irrelevant to me. I got told by a guy on a stream, it's like, floppies are dumb. Like nobody's gonna buy floppies. You'll be lucky to have 50 backers. Dude, I hit that in a couple of days.
Yeah, your first. Let me see.
Your first night was like $1,700 or something like that. I had a funding goal of $2,500, which I don't know, may help helped have hurt it. I don't know if the algorithm boosts you because it's gonna be a $500. Because if I did $500 goal on this, I'm gonna have to do it on the other ones. It's not fair. So we'll do what we can there and just pull it all together at the end of the day and see what we got and see how quick we can get another one out here. Because like the team, I mean, they're rolling.
Let's go over some of the tiers here
Sure.
that you have for it.
And it's set up by price. So he said
So I see some of
DNA
you had an add-on item on here. You have the digital copy, which is $8 there. Now, okay, so that's going to be available after March 15, 2024.
Yep, as soon as I start sending out the books.
Awesome.
And
And
this right
so
here, it says add-on only because somebody today just bought that book and I tried to contact him. I said, it says right there, this is an add-on item only. Because that doesn't you can't do that here on Fund My Comic. They don't have an add-on option that pops up. So I created my own. And like I learn on the fly. I take what's available and I do what I can with it. I don't write the rules. I just try to bend them to my will. So yeah, we got the digital option, and then like I got a black and white edition of issue 1 with a sketch cover on the back. So it's gonna be nice and clean on the back. You can get whoever you want to.
And these look really gorgeous in the black and whites.
And that's why I did it, because he was saying something to me already. He's like, if you ever do a black and white edition, boss, I think it would do well. I'm like,
yeah.
Because I have Batman The Long Halloween. It's black and white. I got it at Ollie's for $8. Thanks, DC. And it's gorgeous. Like the inks, and I never really thought about it in that way, but after I read that, I was like, he might be right, and he is right. It's great.
There's something about it, and I think it lends itself very well to the horror genre. I mean, just look at your guy there. The Inquisitor just looks so woof. Yeah, just so freaky.
That's when I released the pencils to that. That's when Michael Bancroft followed me and started like saying, "Whoa, that's rad."
Yeah. Let's see here, and then of course you have all your swag here.
Yep.
So your beverage koozie. Let's see what else.
Like a magnet and a patch. You get a patch just like the rest of the team.
Yeah, and that corresponds to the team that makes up the Mythicals
logo. Yeah.
Yeah. Now the cards, a metal card. Okay, that's what I was going to ask. Because
the werewolf one's going to be metal. Yeah, I'm trying
the first campaign.
That's building it. This is the brand.
Yeah.
And I love working with Eric, and he draws women great. So he's doing like the Little Mermaid book.
Yeah, that's nice. This is the siren here, Chandra, huh? Very nice. So was that an add-on? Yeah, add-on only.
Yep.
This is already sold out. This was.
I did a little Halloween special.
I gotcha. And this cover here has Nancy Moon.
Yep. Samuel next to her.
This is the first time we meet Samuel then, right?
He's got a cameo in the first one because it's like issue 1 and issue 2, the first couple pages, like she goes for the interview, but she has to go to this waiting room. Well, and he comes up and meows and just walks off. And she's like, oh, at least they're pet friendly. And that's it.
And then come to find out he's like a literary.
And it's the same thing. Like with this, she was like, you have no idea the night I had. And he was like, you have no idea the day you're about to have.
Oh my.
And then like,
and then she's like, what?
Yeah, because those are the first 2 pages of the book. That's like her reacting like, what in the actual. He was like, just shut up, follow me.
And this, I know I mentioned earlier, I love this, the transformation.
Yeah.
Oh, that is just awesome.
I'm a big Hulk fan, so that's my rip one, Hulk 353.
Now, this character, what's his name again?
Carl.
Carl.
With a K.
Carl with a K, yeah. Yeah. Can he control his, they call it lycanthropy?
Oh, yeah. Like the moon holds no sway.
Okay, good. So at any time,
it's not like that. Oh, we can
wolf out.
Yeah. He's that old.
He seeds some shit, as they say.
Well, he used to lead. He used to lead this team back in the day. He's retired. That's part of issue 2 is they got to go back and get him. And
So things get dire enough that they have to
yeah,
bring in.
yeah, you're back. You're back in the fold. No, I'm retired. And then so he doesn't. He's not happy about coming back, but he comes back.
And how old is he?
Old. We go back to like Slavic tribes. Old.
Okay.
But he's been in America since with the French and Indian War. He was imported as a mercenary to help fight against the Indians, but he went all native. That's why he still wears like the arrowhead necklace and
Yeah, we can kind of see it a little bit here in his wolf form.
So he switched sides and started fighting with the Indians, and of course eventually, the Indians lost all those wars and got to round up the Mythicals, and so it's either work for the government or you get tagged, and we're gonna watch everything you do.
Yeah, it's cool. I like these like
the gauntlets. Yeah.
That's awesome. And the wraparound cover again, like that.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see, digital get all caught up. So this has.
You'll get both of them.
Both of them. Okay, that's a pretty good deal. $15.
Yep.
Yeah, especially if one of the overseas backers.
Overseas, like I love the overseas folks. Like I can't cut them off.
And let's see, another add-on. This is so you'll get both books of issue 1.
Issue 1, yeah.
I love that cover. Oh my god.
Yeah, that's like I said. It's part of the success too, is finding the right artist at the right time, and if it's right for you, you have to do that.
Right. I think it works really well. Like even the kind of the lighter tone of the Nancy's cover.
Yeah, because we're headed into fall. And,
yeah, but I like that you also have the Venus flytrap kind of plant there. Just really
it's funny story.
Contrast.
We actually had to flip that because it was gonna mess up the corner box because of the light post.
Really?
So that's a little inside baseball.
Let me see. Let me go back up to the bigger image so we could see here. Was it as easy as just?
Oh yeah, you just
flipping the image.
It's a click.
Yeah, it's nice. And you got like a little mythical kind of tree growing out here, holding her coffee cup.
She's heating up the coffee.
Is this in New York?
This is DC.
DC, okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense. You have like a government / religious organization. I guess you want it in DC.
Yep.
And I was looking at the interiors too. Well, let me finish going through the different tiers. So yeah, we finished up there. We got the issue 1, the wraparound cover. Okay, so this is the triple threat. This is like, would this be like
$35?
Yeah, that's a really good deal.
Yep.
And
then if you want to get biggie with it,
the big mamma jamma, so to speak.
Get all of them. And, I've got the shipping like spaced out to weight too. Like I'm not trying to rip anybody off to ship in.
And the box, I love the creators that are coming out with these collector boxes. When you ship them out, do you put it in like a? Some people have put them in like this little.
I'll bubble wrap it, put it in another box.
Oh wow! Yeah, so you're all out. Yeah, some people just put it in like the kind of sort of weatherproof kind of.
I didn't feel comfortable doing that because it's corrugated. And I was like, what if a corner gets hit and they drop it or something? And people are like, what the fuck, dude? I'm like,
I've had the post office where it was like a challenge, a personal challenge. So you just like see if they could just smash the box into, the mailbox.
It's just pure laziness.
I know. I don't get it. I mean, I know some homes, you might have a little bit of walk to the front door, the porch or whatever, but Jesus, come on, get your steps in for the day. But yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that some of them don't have a right to be disgruntled. I don't know what some of the conditions are like, but
right, yeah.
No, it's holding a weapon to your head and forcing you to work there.
That's true.
All right, so, and is this the big daddy? No, we even got more.
It
You
was just
have.
original art after this. Yeah, this
I
is the
gotcha.
last like product wise.
How much is left here on the?
Still both of them are available. Yeah, and that's right there. Wish I could blow that up. Like
Yeah,
it's
I was gonna
her,
say, can I? Will it let me do anything?
her very
Eh.
first. It's your very first look. I'll see if I can find it on my Dropbox on
I was just
YouTube.
looking at the detail in the back, which is this
Yeah,
inside of
yeah. Like
a
Bancroft ain't the only
cathedral.
one that can do architecture. Yeah,
Oh
it's
man, he does too. But yeah,
yeah,
this is
it's great.
very
It's gothic and stuff too.
detailed.
Like it basically exactly how I envisioned it when I told him about it.
Does he use reference or anything like that
I'm
to?
sure he did. Like I told him to do some chapel work in France or something.
Yeah. That's good stuff. Like I said, the black and white, I really dig the black and white. Get back there. I just want to go back up and look at some of the interior art again, some of the larger stuff. This here with Nancy Moon, is that a
That's
print?
Eric Notowski. Yeah, I'm actually those are my colors. I'm not done with it. I just felt like I'd show everybody a work in
Nice.
progress.
And this one,
It's
there's going to
like
be
an
an acrylic
standee.
standee.
Yeah, they're on. It should be here in a couple weeks.
I'll be looking forward to seeing what that looks like. How big is it going to be?
It's like 4.5 inches, something like that.
That's it. It's not too bad.
Yeah.
Let's see. Somebody was asking. Oh, nice. Thank you so much, Shadowpunk. Just got the wraparound cover. Let's see. No backer numbers. Shadowpunk was asking about the backer numbers. Does it not show backer numbers?
I don't know. It just says with me, it's like a transaction number. I think Luke's working on that.
I know that was a little bit. Oh, there we go.
Right.
90 backers. Yay! Thank you so much, everybody.
Word up.
Woohoo!
Only 10 away from 100 now.
There you go. Awesome. Yeah, I like the concept of the story, and I really like that you have it planned out. I like that that it's a manageable size. Even though the economy is kind of going south a little bit, your costs are increasing, but it's still realistic to manageable to produce it.
Yeah, and I'm looking to reduce overhead all the time. Then, like the difference between that one, your number 90, that's right.
Whoop, whoop.
And what was I saying? Oh, and to be able to get down to a price, I would love to be able to just sell these floppies for $10. $10, that's it. $18 gets you the book, like shipping. Can't do anything about shipping, bro. Sorry.
I mean, it is what it is.
Ain't my bag. That's why I like selling the digital, so I can use that for shipping money.
Now, do you ever plan to do like a collected trade or something? Maybe once the story's complete.
Yeah, I might actually do that with these first 2 issues, and
oh, cool.
But issue 3 kind of like is where we start. Like it's a case,
Mm-hmm.
like where she was the case in the first book, and so each issue we get like a case. So I could maybe swing both of those. I'm trying to think how issue 3 ends. We'll see. But yeah, that's definitely in the cards. You got to do that. Because after this, I already have the domain name. I would like to get a website built where you can just go there and buy it directly from me, back issues, or we can do a widget with Fund My Comic. And because
yeah, I like
there.
that a lot because, for people I'm sure there are new people that kind of stumble across you all the time. Like, oh, wow, this is a cool concept. But maybe they jump in, say a few years from now and you're on issue 5, but they want to see, catch up from the beginning. Yeah. I really like the idea of creators having their own website. Yeah, good deal.
It's always like in your newsletter, like that's a big thing with new creators too. You got to build that, and I'm still trying to build it all the time.
Yeah,
I push
Like
it.
you said, it's work. You got to constantly,
And I
get your.
overextended myself with stretch goals. I had a lot of stretch goals.
Yeah.
So now we're just gonna do one at 10K, and I'm thinking of how cool that's gonna be.
Yeah, for sure. Do you have what your 10K stretch goal is going to be
It's
this year?
classified.
It's classified.
Yeah.
Can we get a teaser?
It's
Is it
art
a
related.
vegetable, a mineral,
It's an element.
an element?
I
Okay.
think. I don't know. I don't know what it's gonna be really totally, but it's gonna be art related.
Always
So
like art related.
yeah. So yeah. And like I said, I've been fortunate enough to work with a lot of these really cool artists, and
Hmm.
I'm in some DM groups with some fantastic creators and veterans of this whole scene, and just like take advice. And another thing with creators, new creators, I would say, and this was told to me by Luke Stone himself, listen to solicited advice. You can do what you want. Like if you seek it out, listen to it. But if somebody just comes and like, hey, you should do this, that's on you. You shouldn't. You're not obligated to listen to them.
Right. Like it could be good advice, but it might just be like,
Yeah, like okay, all right, cool.
you should have a scratch and sniff sticker.
Yeah,
Like, yeah, okay.
right. You should get action figures made. Like, dude, I can barely get people to look at my stuff sometimes. I'm making
Yeah.
action figures. I can't make T-shirts right now. Although it would be cool.
So you mentioned that earlier that you had the flyers with your QR code on there.
Hmm.
Have you been able to get your books into the local comic
Yeah,
shops?
I've sold retail copies at 4 locations now. Yeah.
Very nice.
And actually, when I was there, I saw like Oliver's the Cryptidnals from
Yeah,
656. I saw them there.
nice.
They kind of cracked it too. Like we were talking one day, like they made the big book and then sold it to that publisher, and they broke it up and they distributed it out to the comic stores and made it $3.99. That's what you got to do.
Yeah. Maybe like they can have a loss leader at first and then get people
Yeah,
into the story, committed to the story, and then hopefully have a lifelong customer from there.
yeah. And I've had people say it's like you got me for life. As long as you keep making them, I'll keep buying them. And that's what you want to hear as a creator.
Yeah.
And people send you DMs like, you better hurry up with issue 2. I'm like, I'm working on it. I'm working on it. So that's
Well,
what
I
makes
think
it
you
all
did
worthwhile.
pretty darn good to get issue 1 out as quickly as you did. What was that? You said within 5 months?
Yeah, I mean, I took it seriously, and I saw a lot of the negative aspects of this industry. People want to call it a hobby. It's that they know the crowdfunding now. It is an industry now. Like there are these
Yeah.
people. They may be they call them former pros, but they're still professionals. Like the people I work, my anchor and my these people are professionals. They do this for a living. Even though my
Right.
anchor, like, if you want to get supernatural with it too, my anchor, he also owns like a chain of funeral homes. I didn't know they had chains.
Whoa. Yeah,
Yeah,
actually there's some
in
you have big
Brazil.
companies
Yeah,
that buy it up. Yeah, that's one thing that there's never going to be a shortage of is
no, that's a good
the
industry.
dead.
Yeah, yeah, and so that's kind of cool. But like I just saw some of the gripes. People like late books, drama. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I can dabble in drama. I can use it sometimes, but it's not all I am. I don't use it. It's not my business model. Um, I'm
Well, sometimes it's fun to, pop the popcorn and just kind of
yeah,
watch stuff
yeah,
unfold. But yeah, when you're trying to use that to sell all your books, that can't
yeah.
be a winning combination.
I sell my book on good characters, an awesome story, and fantastic art. That's it.
Yeah.
It's escapism. It's not the world outside your window. Who the hell wants that?
I know that's what drives me crazy all the time about modern entertainment is like, oh, we gotta, people have to see themselves in this. And,
No.
let's talk about this issue that's going on in the world and here. And it's like, no, I'm bombarded with that all day, every day. I just want to be able to come home, just, kick my feet up, relax, maybe enjoy an adult beverage or two and, escape for a little bit. Uh,
I hear you.
yeah, it's like, no, I don't need to hear about your journey and struggle as you try to figure out which of the 2 billion genders you are and all that kind of stuff. I mean,
Nope, and I don't need my characters I grew up with suddenly saying that they're questioning. Like the thing that's going on with Batman now, this whole Gotham War thing. Like
God.
I intentionally muted everything related to it. I couldn't take it anymore. Like with Catwoman and like he's like all the dudes, the other like Robin, all them were like, you know what? She's right. She's right. Bruce was going about this all wrong. I'm like, well, you shut up.
Oh my
Batman
God.
should just come in there and smack the shit out of all of them, tie them up, and be like, we're done here. I'm changing the locks in the Batcave.
Yeah, this is back to the drawing board. People fell in love with Batman because he was badass. Uh, it was unapologetic testosterone. Went and took care of business.
Yeah, the
And that,
'90s for me, the peak '90s Batman. '90s was peak Batman for me. Like at the end when like they had that gigantic earthquake or something. I can't remember. It was like after No Man's Land or something. That for me those are the best Batman stories because Batman was real back then. But now it's just really they don't know what to do with
I
it
never,
except make money. That's all they want to do with
yeah,
Batman is make money.
that's true. I mean, that's with all of the old classic properties now. It's just like churn out the crap. You got to get the, what do they call it? The pay pigs or the
Yeah,
consumers to just consume everything. And
I bought Spider-Man because I've always bought Spider-Man. No, stop
yeah,
it.
it's just, if you're not liking it, don't waste your money on it. Don't invest your time. Life is too short for crap.
I see all the sometimes I pop in on these streams, these people raging against. He's like, dude, I've been buying Batman my whole life, or insert whatever hero. He's like,
Yeah.
dude, this is crap, right? I can't believe I bought this. I'm like, stop.
Why did you buy it?
And I'm popping there and like, I actually did a super chat. This guy, I was like, read this. So I was like, try independent comics. So he was like, yeah, man, but it's just like they're a little overpriced, and some of the art is indie comics. They're just amateur to me, and I'm just like, okay, well, you pay a little bit more for a premium product by people who actually care.
Right.
Like all these mainstream, I call them corporate comics now, they drop the ball. Like just
They're not personally invested in the character or the comic's
no,
success.
no.
Whereas you and your story, for instance, you are invested. You've been invested in the story for what, 2 decades at least?
Yeah. I mean, I put it on the
So,
shelf for a while, and like I would always come back to it, and other stories that I've been scribbling for years. But hopefully, we'll get a chance to do those. But
yeah.
um, like the people that were like that I grew up idolizing in comics, I didn't know their politics. I don't care, but they were in comics. You know why? Because that's what they wanted to do.
Yeah.
It wasn't a springboard to Newsweek or to LA Times or New York Times or
To try to get your Netflix
try
movie
to get into
deal.
Washington Post and try to get pitch stuff and I just want to get in a room with MGM. Yeah, like you just tell a good fucking story and
Yeah.
like Mark Miller. I don't know if it's Miller or Millar. I don't
Miller.
care.
I know. I never know either.
I
I hear
don't
it
care.
pronounced.
The Scottish Mark Millar.
Yeah.
That guy, like he's raging against it now. He's telling people he's been sounding the alarm bell and like somebody just I saw in a thread the other day. It's like you like I saw him, I unfollowed you. I'm like, okay, dude, just shut the fuck up. At this
That
point,
just drives
excuse
me
my
nuts.
language. Like, I don't like you because you don't like what I like, and I used to like you, but no, I don't. All right,
That is my biggest pet peeve with people. It's like we are allowed to like different things. The fact
yeah.
that we like different things makes this whole entire world interesting. That somebody would be that shallow to unfollow you because of that. Oh my God.
So just get my advice to a lot of these people is get over yourselves. Like
Yeah.
the horror, like kind of what's happening in the comics now. I saw it happen with independent horror, like The Last Drive-In and stuff like that. Those people, all you see like horror movies, big budget. It's what like it's either Scream or Halloween, or they want to
Yeah.
reboot Freddy, or they want to reboot Jason Voorhees. Do you understand the pattern? Because they can't create. They don't want to anything. They don't want to take a chance on anything else. I guess they did with the Conjuring series and stuff like that.
Yeah, that was interesting. The last one got a little too,
But they keep making them with
yeah.
that because and Saw. All right, that's it. That's really it.
Hmm.
But what was one of the highest grossing horror movies last year? It was like that Terrifier thing or whatever. It was it's like a slasher movie. It's like like weird looking clown that killed people, but it's
Oh, was that the Black Phone or?
yeah, something like that. No. I think it
No,
may have
no,
been
I'm thinking of something else.
yeah,
The one I saw was actually pretty decent, except they just blew the ending. It was good all the way up until the end. The Black Phone with Ethan
yeah,
Hawke.
yeah. Okay, yeah, that one. That's
Uh,
but what I was talking about is just like the first one was like an indie horror movie, and then they made a
yeah.
second one and it exploded. And you
Hey,
have all
Elvis.
these other horror elements out there that's just kind of taken over the mainstream horror industry, and they don't even know it yet.
Yeah.
And so eventually, like, I'm not saying it's ridiculous to say that this corner of independent comics it's gonna change the world. They are the new mainstream. They're gonna take over. That ain't happening. You just got to keep getting your stuff out there, letting people know that you got a good thing to offer people, something different,
Yeah.
and just keep grinding, man. Like that's it. That's really it.
That's what I really admire about the Mythicals is you take familiar concepts of like, werewolves and vampires and witches or
Magicians and all
yeah,
that. Yeah.
magicians, but you're making it your own, you're crafting this unique setting and just really making it your own. You're not falling back on, old familiar tropes. So um I really admire that and respect that.
Yeah, thank you. And I have a love of history too, so that's unfortunately some people we're gonna learn some things about history.
Mhm.
Sorry, but this is what I do.
Not a history lesson,
No,
no.
it's more like Indiana Jones type history. Like
Yeah.
I'm gonna dress it up.
And who didn't want to be an archaeologist when they first watched the Indiana Jones movies?
I know I did. I didn't look good in the hat, but yeah, that's those three movies, the only ones that exist. I
Yeah.
still watch. I still watch the third one. I still watch Last Crusade probably once a year, at least every
The
18 months.
Last Crusade just has, it kind of gives me warm fuzzies. It might not be the best made movie, or I wouldn't say best made, but I mean the best, plot or whatever out
Yeah,
of all of them. But yeah, it felt good. You got to see Indy being the hero, and then Sean Connery there.
yeah. They had no problem punching Nazis then, did
Yeah, exactly. That was so crazy when he's trying to get the diary and they're doing the book
they?
burning, and
Oh, and that guy looks like Hitler too. Like it
that
was a
was
good cast. It was a
creepy.
creepy casting decision back then because there was no CGI or anything
CG,
like that.
yeah.
Yeah.
That was nuts. I remember seeing that in the theater as a kid and being like, "Whoa, that's freaky." And then when he had to at the very end, get the Grail and try to make the right choice, that was
Mm.
that was freaky as well.
Yeah, I don't know if I could have done that.
Yeah. Well, he
But
chose wisely at
yeah, he
least.
chose
So
wisely.
thank God for that.
Mm.
Well, I know we're getting short on time here. Let's give your project one more look over here. um, Mythicals 2. And I also wanted to say as well, I love your trailers. You have that
Thanks.
humor to them. The first one was had that tongue in cheek humor. I really like that. So
No, thank
I
you.
appreciate a good trailer.
Yeah, so I mean, obviously, I went Michael Jackson's Thriller with the first one. It was long and it had animation. It's expensive,
Yeah.
and then got this one on. But I
Well,
still
this
try to
one's
keep
quick and
that
to the
good vibe.
point.
Yeah, yeah. So I
And then
trimmed up
I
that.
like that it's the cat talking. So
Yeah,
that's pretty cool. I do picture him with a British accent,
you
kind of.
have to. Like he's
Yeah.
grumbly. He's like,
I
yes,
mean,
yes,
yeah,
yes.
look at him with his stack of literature there.
Yeah, with the
Uh,
guy that did the voice, I told him, I said, make it sound like the walrus from the Alice in Wonderland Disney thing. He's like, yes, yes, get up in there, get up in here, little oysters.
nice. So yeah, we have all the great add-ons that you can get. If you missed the first book, maybe you don't have a lot of funds, definitely consider looking at the digital tiers.
Yep.
Maybe you have the funds, but you're overseas and you just can't quite stomach the the international shipping. Definitely take a
I
look
know
at
it, I know it.
these digital tiers here. Um, Again, if you did not get the first issue, the black and white, I'm telling you, don't miss out on this. Or maybe you did get the first issue first time around, but yeah, the black and white here is so nice that I would say, pick up another copy.
Yep.
Got
Yes.
your swag here.
Mm-hmm.
trading cards. Love the cards. And the metal, I think that's awesome.
Yeah, that's gonna pop too, like with the blues
Yeah.
on there.
Oh yeah, coming right at you. And so let's see, moving down. You have your awesome covers here. If you want to get like a bright kind of, what's the word I'm looking for with that? A little bit lighter than some of like the werewolf kind of stuff here.
Yeah.
Got her with the cat chilling out, having some tea or coffee. I love the werewolf cover. That is just your homage cover.
Mm-hmm.
The wraparounds are always nice. But better yet, if you have the funds, why not go, for some of the tiers and get, the bundles
up, man.
here.
That's one help, like the big box. That's
let's go down to that
a
real
lot
quick.
in there.
That looks awesome too. Like I said before, I love these boxes. They're great. Yeah, there you go. All put together. You can have that on your shelf. Even though they're floppies, you can have them all in the box. Keep the box all nice, neat. Put it up on your shelf. That would look nice. And then, of course, if you really want to treat yourself, get some original art. Who doesn't like having original art, awesome art on their wall?
Not many people are doing that. Original pencils anymore.
Yeah, it's going digital, which I mean, I can see the benefits, but yeah, it seems like something's lost a little bit when it's not the old-fashioned pencil to paper kind of thing. But you have a show that you're going to be on next. I wanted to say thank you so much again.
Thanks for having me.
I know you have a busy schedule, but taking the time out of your day to spend time and talk about your book. I will be keeping an eye on it. I hope it does really well. I like what you're doing. I think you're doing everything right, and you do work hard on promoting and getting yourself out there. So definitely kudos to you for that. Thank you, everyone in the chat. I appreciate you attending. I'm sorry about the hiccup in the beginning. Got a little bit squirrely. I don't know. It's like, Murphy's Law. Whatever can go wrong will go wrong as soon as you go live. But we recovered, and that's the important thing. Go ahead, please consider backing the Mythicals. Pick up the first copy, but definitely get number 2 as well. And I will catch you on the next video. And what's the next show you're going to be on, HOJO? If
I'm getting ready to head over with Now Scala for Pop XP with Billy Tucci.
Yeah, so head on over and continue the fun over on Pop XP. All right, guys.
All right,
thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.
All right. Thank you so much.
Peace.
See ya.
Get these ear sets off of me. I've had enough. Get the hell out of my house. In Jesus' name, I pray.